I love punchy, impactful, sort of pop, sort of thrusts of images. I just love being like showered in that shit, you know. Like I love my art pieces to like just reach out and just punch and make it pretty obvious that they're there. Yeah, there's some subtle tapes as well around and images, but me, just give me that fucking barrage, you know. Like I don't want fucking neat and organised. I want fucking chaos.
They call us tapeheads, a nostalgic breed of video hoarders. I'm on a quest to find some of the biggest physical media collections in the world, to find those long-lost films that have only survived on the VHS format. So join me and my crew as we take a look at some of the most insane collections. Dust off those VCRs, it's playback time.
Video store memories. I mean, that's probably at the root of all this, is like when the shift from tapes to DVDs, even like from the shift from rock and old school tapes into the 90s square cut boxes. When you start seeing the old curved spines, you're getting a bit nostalgic for those ones. And you're thinking, shit, you just don't see them around too often. So seeing them again is eliciting all the old memories of video stores, and the early ones, like the ones in servos or the mom and pop stores. One half of the section was all beta tapes, and the other was VHS, golden times. And then the horror sections, you know, like building up the courage as a young fella to go into the horror section and just have the fucking bravery to pick up that cover and turn it over and have a look at the fucking gang
See
of
what
shit
was on the other side.
Yeah. Love that. And then of course the fucking smut section. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was always opposite the horror section.
yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Like that weird juxtaposition of like you're in amongst horrors, but then you're in amongst this fucking awesome shit going on here.
Yeah.
It's like, but I'm repulsed and I'm fucking attracted and what's going on? And then movies started doing that. You know, they're bringing the horror and sex in together. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Exciting times.
exciting times. I mean, to me, it's the art. It's always going to be about, you know, the popping of the covers and the story of the artist behind, you know, their covers and their journey. Next, it's the content. It's the other reason why you collect. If it's a good film, it's a good film. Doesn't matter what sort of cover it's in or how it's presented, but, you know, so you've got to take that into account. And then, for me, the other important one is just the nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know, anything that bloody pulls you back. Everything that I grew up on is right here, and all of these are like winners in their own ways. Revenge of the Nerds is a catalyst film for me as well. It just kickstarted probably. I wouldn't have this area if I didn't have like nerds. What a story. There's not even a scene in here that fails. It's just every set piece is a win, and you just look forward to it. It just doesn't relent. I love punchy, impactful, sort of pop, sort of thrusts of images. I just love being like showered in that shit, you know. Like I love my art pieces to like just reach out and just punch and make it pretty obvious that they're there. Yeah, there's some subtle tapes as well around and images, but that's more to do with the content. But me, just give me that fucking barrage, you know. Like I don't want fucking neat and organised. I want fucking chaos. My personal favourite's the Barbos. That's my absolute weakness in life. Favourite, the classic.
Oh, yeah.
Coco,
That's
the
your
Barbo,
favourite
right?
tape. Cool.
Yeah.
Because of the film or the artwork?
The film?
Yeah.
Film to me is cinema perfection. You go through 45 minutes when it starts without dialogue, and it's just like war drums and like this insane sort of operatic fucking build up. And it's Arnold, he's the man. He's, you know, the best example of man that Earth has produced, I think, you know?
Conan, the Barbarian.
What's in all these boxes, man?
Oh man, it's more. So
More
this
tapes
is
in those boxes.
yeah. So like this is the Barbo box, so a bit, most of it's gutted out, but there's still more in there. Smut box.
Wow. And then what are these doubles, or ones you just don't want to display, or what's
Yeah, there's a mix. So there are some half decent doubles, and there's ones that just really just don't cut it. You know, this is video hoarders, right? It's not video babies, right? You can't. A few boxes dedicated to video games, the vintage stuff.
Yep.
A couple of boxes more paperback books, consoles as well.
Yeah.
Collect a lot of old consoles, so they're all in here.
Yep.
Got the little Slims, the old boys Slims in these boxes.
Slims?
You know, like the small little sell-throughs.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Before I saw that there was an audience for tapes in the world, I just gave everything little stupid nicknames.
That's a great name though. I've never heard it.
Slims.
It makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Good, man.
Yeah.
You coined it.
And then I think everything else is bolstered up, so there's hidden tapes like everywhere. So like, take a little step back down here, it's all filled up with all sort of 90s tapes. There's boxes back there that are just chocked. I think everything underneath, out of sight, there's just tapes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just tapes everywhere, man. Clerks. I think I held this as my number one film for probably 15 years. Just its lo-fi approach. The first film that ever encouraged me to sit through the credits and watch it right through to the very end. Never started doing that until I got onto these. I just love Kevin's credit rollers. It's my other favourite, my Popox. That's another stupid bloody coin name. Yeah. But post-apocalyptics, anything.
Popox?
Popox. Yeah.
Nice. Dude.
My absolute second favourite after Barbo's.
Yeah.
I just fucking love these covers, man. I just adore. Is it Schiotti? He's a big player.
Oh yeah, Enzo.
And Cazzaro, yeah, they're fucking amazing artists. And they just went to town on these covers. Video rental stores, from my memory, were all covers out, like face out, no spines. I reckon it was Blockbuster that brought that in.
Absolutely, yeah, they did.
Yeah, and yeah, kind of spine appeal. There is a bit of appeal with that, but video stores of the day, they were all out. It was all big front covers just out here, and it was the front cover that did the talking. And I still remember like seeing that one. That just the sensation, that sort of innate feeling that you just got to reach out and pick that cover up and turn it straight to the back. The good ones make you do that, like instinctually. Like walking down a horror section, it's just like fighting off that impulse is fucking impossible. Like they just beg you to just come out and just grab me, just fucking turn me over, bitch, and just fucking go at me. My other little favourite weakness are my bong books. So when you like go to a mate's house and they fucking offer you a bong and you just get blazed out, but you're too far blazed, so you just need to collapse in a beanbag for a while.
Yeah.
You need your host to come along and hand you a bong book so you can just kick back. A beautiful picture book, fuck all words, just amazing, tripped out, fucking insane art.
Wow. Cool.
And this is where you want your mind to go. The great masters, right? So you got your Frazettas, your Valajos, your Ken Kellys, Geiger, as you know, like this dude is just messed up.
Isn't he? Yeah.
Messed up, amazing dude. I mean, what a legacy he's left already.
He really has.
Peter Alexander Jones? Yeah. This guy is just one of the most insane artists.
Oh, cool.
And turns out he did one of the coolest VHS covers, in my opinion, of all time.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute treat. So I've got a few of his books, but I was so stoked to work out that he's responsible for Sword and Sorcerer.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
How are you finding it here in Adelaide with finding tapes in the wild? Are there a lot of tapes around in the op shops?
I'm in a good area for op shops, so my usual Saturday run, I'll hit up about 8 to 10 oppies. They catch me off by surprise sometimes, like I actually do come across the occasional decent tape. To me, it's about getting out there on your Saturdays, hit those op shops up, garage sales, bring home a box, And then this is my lab, you know, this is where I go to town. That's my workbench. Got my little service light on. Got my little cleaning fluids, polish them up. Everything's got to be bathed with love before she can go onto a shelf. And then, unfortunately, they just tend to build up in the new section.
New shits.
The new shits until I can make room in like the genre pits.
Awesome.
Never been a rich dude. I never had like lots of like spare cash to like throw around. So initially, like the drive was just finding things from my childhood that I could never afford back then. You know, especially with video games and that. And you reach a point where you know you can pick up a fucking Neo Geo AES and a couple of games. You know, you're in that position where you can do that. You start ticking off those like childhood, you know, dream boxes. I'll bust open a chest of games.
Yeah, that would be great, man. Got the Lynx, Atari Lynx.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, the Mega CD.
Mega CD.
Wow.
And she's a pearl. I mean, she plays like a dream. Beautiful lights. Plays CDs on that. It's a wicked little interface too.
Are these different to the Sega Dreamcast?
Yes.
Wow.
Dreamcast got two systems after this. It went to the CD, then the 32X add-on, then to Saturn, and then to Dreamcast, which was a fucking wild system too. The Master System titles are some of the best in the game. These are Hoarders. Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. Remember that sort of art style? Airbrush? Like Dragon's Trap, Power Strike, that's a pretty rare title to get hold of these days. Psycho Fox, oh my god, do you know how many hours is sunk into that?
I just always loved the Mega Drive, the covers and the and the design and everything.
Streets of Rage.
Yes.
There's a big period where games were just being turfed out in any sort of op shop, but you could see that they were packaged beautifully, glorious game art. Some of the games were amazing themselves. You know, this is a quality product, you know. Anything Nintendo was a quality product, you know, built with a lifetime guarantee, you know. So to see it out there for $1, you just know that's just a good buy. Then yeah, you start having a little bit of a business side of you like tick over and start thinking, yeah, well fucking PS3s, you know, they're abundant and they're everywhere. Why not just like hoard a few for later? Who the fuck knows if it's gonna like, you know, reap any rewards from it, but who knows? Like everything's a bit of a gamble. But yeah, I like rolling the die. One of the big keys for this hobby, I think, is if you've got a want list, right? There's always going to be your grail items that you're after and you're chasing. That thing will come to you eventually, and the wait is fine because once you do have it, you have it. You know, I've got Deadly Spawn up there. I mean, it's not like every day I'm out there cradling it. You know, it was the fucking hunt to find that thing that I remember. Owning it, yeah, it's got a bit of a story, but nothing beats the hunt story. That waiting and that patience and the years of tracking that down and then the deal to seal it. And that's the stories that I remember.
How's it going?
How are we, boys? We good?
Good, man. Yeah, great.
Oh, thanks for joining us on Video Hoarders again, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, bro. Absolute pleasure to return and see your faces.
Yeah, so
Good.
you've had a bit of a development with your collection. You've turned it into a store, is that right?
Correct, man. Yeah, look, welcome to Starblaze Collectibles. Let me give you a little introduction and tour. That's the room and how it opens up. You're greeted by the new releases wall, or the not so new releases. That's just a mixed media wall of all sorts of everything that's just sort of come in. And then we got the vinyl, music tapes and that down the bottom there. We've got CDs and DVDs. We've got the paperbacks, fantasy gear, the horror books, they're classics. Every sort of kick-ass film from your childhood would surely be represented somewhere in this wall here. that sort of flows into some games. We've got the Sega gear up top, Xbox pushing down below, and then the wall of Nintendo. Then the Sony wall, PS1, PS2, PSPs, PS3s down below, Neo Geos and gear up here. These are the new release tapes that have come through in the process of getting reshuffled and finding homes back in the genres. And then one of my favourite shelves, the Barbo collection. This is a sci-fi wall. Finding a good sci-fi wall out there, it's not easy. Even the big video stores struggle to have a variety of cool shit. All the action, the heavy-duty man action.
So is that your whole garage of collection is in there?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's not all out. there's still boxes from the garage. You remember these guys, don't you? They're still loaded with tapes and that stuff.
So what's the response been like? Has there been a lot of people coming in and buying tapes, or is it more of just a browsing? Or
initially, I had her set up like a vintage video nook thing happening with classic aisles of rental style tapes and that, more to take people back on a nostalgia trip. And people started coming up to the counter with their tapes, classics and horrors, of course, and cult films. But predominantly, it was tapes that was doing it. It was a huge surprise, really. Everything is for sale. They do come at a premium price. It's more about enjoying the journey. The whole idea is to create a place to come down and see this stuff for yourself, start a conversation, just getting the thrills and sharing those thrills in the real time with real people around you. Got the gig right next to GU Film House, which is a pretty rad cinema doing cult films and that, and yeah, it's been a wicked experience so far. Every day is a reward, and it's always a pleasure and a treat to come on in and open up and flick all the switches and bring the place to life, and it's good times.
Oh, thanks for showing us around, man. That's awesome.
Absolutely. You guys are going to have to absolutely get your asses back down here at some point.
Yeah, man. We'll make it down there. We will. Take care, lads.
Best of luck, all right, boys? Talk soon.
See you, man. Bye. Coming up next on Video Hoarders.
I used to buy a lot of different things. Then I just wanted to focus on one thing, and I decided what do I like the most. Well, Evil Dead was always there, so it had a big impact on me, so I decided to start collecting Evil Dead stuff.
This is insane.